Hello YouTube, this is Mike from MikePhoneJunkie.org. Currently you see here a Samsung Galaxy Note. This is released to AT&T. Now this phone is set to come out, I believe, February 19th. This is a 4G LTE device. It is running Android 2.3. It is 9.65 millimeters thick. The screen size is 5.3. It has the Super AMOLED display, 800 by 1280 pixels. The battery is a 2500 milliamps battery. The standby time is 34.2 days. Talk time on 3G is about 13.5 hours. It's running a dual-core 1400 megahertz Cortex A9 processor, 1024 megabytes of RAM. And it has this one has 32 gigabyte onboard memory. It also includes a micro SD slot, so you can expand it up to another 32 gigabyte SD card. Go ahead and zoom in on the phone a little bit more here. That way you get a better view of the screen there. Alright, turn it over here. On the back, so you have an 8 megapixel camera, LED flash. The camera does have autofocus. It's said to have smile detection. Excuse me. The camcorder, 1920 by 1080, high definition, 30 frame per second camcorder. It has a 2 megapixel front-facing camera. Which is pretty good considering it's a front-facing camera. Alright, enough with all the little notes there. Alright, now we're going to start going over. I've only had a few days to actually play around with this phone, so I haven't had spend a lot of time with it. I usually spend about a week with the phones I get as a review from AT&T, but this phone is really popular right now. There's a lot of people wanting to know about it, so I'm only gonna have a few days with it, but so far using it as my daily driver, the call quality has been great. I haven't had any dropped calls. I can hear the person. They said they haven't had no problems hearing me. The speaker on this to me is really great. The last demo I did was on the Galaxy Nexus, and that phone, the speaker was not great, so coming from there to here, it's a big difference. I know some people reported that they thought the speaker could have been louder, but for me, watching YouTube videos and sorts of things like that, it's worked out well. Now the phone being so big itself, I find it kind of awkward holding this thing up to my ear, so a lot of time I would just make the call and put it on speaker, and I usually had to turn it down to about 40% of the speaker volume, because I just felt kind of awkward holding this thing to my ear. I just rather use a speaker. Had no problems with it. People were hearing me okay. Wasn't having to talk above my average voice, anything like that. And I know a lot of people were kind of saying, oh, too big of a phone, won't fit in your pocket, or some people were saying it wasn't fitting in their pocket when they did a review. The best thing I like about this is it's a tablet size, almost. It can almost be considered a tablet, but it fits right in my pocket. As you can see, I'm gonna put it next to get this out of the way. I'm gonna set an iPhone 4S next to it. Alright, so you can see the difference in size here. And here's a BlackBerry Bold 9900. And I used to think this was a big phone, for a Bold or for a BlackBerry. And it's just, as you can see, the size there is perfect. A lot of people will not, talk on it because of it looks weird, while they're walking down the street, something like that. But for the most part, a lot of people will buy it because it has the big screen. They're able to watch movies They're able to, you know, look at photos, browse the internet with the big screen. It's just like using a Galaxy tablet, you know, something of that sort, but with the, you know, the phone functionality right there at your hands. Some of the good stuff I want to touch is the screen is absolutely good. You know, everything comes up crisp. You're browsing the internet, have no problem with the pinch to zoom. I'm on YouTube here, so we'll go to MikePhoneJunkie.org here, so I can kind of show you the pinch to zoom. I have no pixelation when I zoom in on something. Works very well. You know, right there you go. And it's, you know, no pixelation, none of that. Alright. And with this screen size, it makes, you know, reading a book, using the Kindle app, things like that, you know, a very good thing to do no matter where you are. You know, you like to read a magazine, whatever it is you like to do on your Android phone, pop it right open. You better go through everything, look at it, see the words, and it feels real good in your hands. I love holding this thing. I have very small hands, so you can see me holding it. It does come up. Alright. Now, some of the things I do not like, or on the downside of it is, for my personal opinion, I could not use this as my personal phone. You know, when I was out and about, I was trying to text. I was only able to use with one hand, and my fingers just weren't able to get all the way across the thing. So if I open the messaging app, and let's just say we go here, you know, it's kind of hard. It almost falls out your hand sometimes. You know, things like that. But for the most part, I was able to get a text message out, but it's just, I'm the type of person, I text message with one hand. I was talking to one of my coworkers, and she said, you know, wow, I would love something like that. She just, you know, she already has to text with two hands either way. So, you know, so for some people that do have to use two hands for text messaging, you know, this might be a phone for them. Now, going on to the battery life. It has a 2500 milliamps battery. I think the battery life on this thing is great. It lasts all day. I'm not having to worry about charging it. And when I mean lasts all day, it's not just lasting until the last, you know, hour or so, and I'm kind of worried. I go to bed with, you know, at least 25% battery left, if not more. So, you know, I'm not having to constantly worry about it. I knew with other phones I had, like the Nexus, excuse me, other Android devices, I always had to make sure I had a charger with me, or a charger was in the car, something of that sort, just because I was nervous the battery is going to die. And this is me using it as a daily driver with using my emails, you know, taking a few pictures, Facebooking, you know, the whole 9 yards. Alright. And the reason why a lot of people are into this phone is because it has a pen with it, S-style pen. And one thing Samsung wanted to stress about this is that they don't want this to be called a stylus. They call it an S Pen. Let me go ahead and show you how it works here. Alright, so you have your pen here. There's a little button right here. I don't know if you can see it. Now this pen is kind of small, but the main thing what you can do is, say I'm trying to, oh, my friend, you know, we plan on going somewhere to the lake this weekend, and what I want to do here is, oops, go ahead and press the button, hold here. Alright, now it's going to come up. Alright, now here's the image I just saved. As you can see up here, I can pick, you know, what color I want to use. Red, blue, paint, a pen, paintbrush, pencil, or like a marker. So circle here and put now, as you can see, there is a little bit of a lag. Let me zoom in some. Alright, let me get this focused. Alright, there we go. Now, as you can see, yep. So right there, sometimes there's more of a lag than others. And what you could do is you just, hit this button if you want to take away what the last thing you did. Go back, put it back. You have an eraser.